Good morning. Welcome to WGN-TV Political Report. We begin this morning with the ongoing debate on how to deal with COVID in the classroom. Despite a widely available vaccine, the Delta variant has accelerated the spread of the virus once again across the country and, of course, here in Illinois. The rise in cases is complicating the start of the school year, where students are set to gather inside once again with a large group under 12 still not eligible to get vaccinated. Well, last week, Governor J.B. Pritzker announced he was taking a drastic step by mandating masks inside schools across the state.
As your governor, it's my duty to say that we all must take immediate and urgent action to slow the spread of the Delta variant. People are dying who don't have to die. It's heartbreaking and it impacts us all.
Well, reaction to the governor's announcement has been mixed, mostly split along party lines. The Illinois Education Association, Federation of Teachers are applauding the mask mandate, but several Republicans, including candidate for governor and state senator Darren Bailey, say Pritzker is overstepping his executive authority.
Today, Governor Pritzker put his personal political agenda in front of what we know to be in the best interest of our students and their education. As parents, your freedom to make the best decision for you and your family matters.
Bailey says he's still considering legal action against the mask mandate, but he sued several times over COVID protocols. He's yet to win a case. Republican leaders in the Illinois House and Senate haven't always agreed with Bailey's approach, but they say it's time for the governor to stop acting on his own. They want the legislature to be involved in any new mandates. Chicago Public Schools already had its own mask mandate in place, but with 3 weeks left until the first day of school, teachers say the district still isn't ready to safely welcome back kids. The Chicago Teachers Union sent a letter to the mayor asking her and her team to come back to the bargaining table in public. They argue that CPS still doesn't have the trust of families who are sending their kids into a classroom full of unknowns this school year. And they're asking City Hall to go all in with billions in federal relief dollars, upgrading ventilation, increasing COVID testing protocols, and ramping up the number of nurses and counselors inside schools. Well, I spoke with CTU Vice President Stacey Davis Gates about that and the school year ahead. Ms. Gates, thank you for joining us this morning. I sure appreciate your time. We're just about 3 weeks away, as you know, from the first day of school. It seems like there's a lot of unfinished business, a lot of unknown things that can impact the classroom. Obviously, the governor, of course, mandating masks in schools across the state. CPS was ahead of that game. Just sort of curious, I know you guys support that. Is that enough? Why not?
Well, thanks for that, Paul. I think the governor did the right thing by mandating the mask. And is that enough? No, it isn't. There are layered mitigations that we need in place in all of our school communities. And, you know, one layer that's not talked about enough is the layer for mental health. Right? You know, you've seen the headlines about what our children need in this moment, but they don't get it if we don't have social workers or counselors in. One of the things that CPS has been very reluctant to do is hire more social workers and counselors for our school communities.
So when it comes to COVID itself, I understand that point. When it comes to COVID itself, I don't think you can mandate union members to get the vaccine, but is that something you want on the table? Is it something you want discussed?
Look, the union can't mandate it, and everyone should have the vaccine. We're not against that. You know, have we talked about it in detail at the table? No. We, basically asked CPS about it if they thought that this is something that they wanted to do. We've yet to hear a definitive response from them.
I know earlier in the week, you guys sent a letter over to the mayor and CPS saying, let's have an open meeting next Wednesday. And of course, a response came late Thursday where they said to you, thanks, but no thanks, basically asking a couple of questions. So maybe we can give them the answers right here. Number one, what exactly does open meeting mean? And their concern, I think, was that this was going to be more about, as they say, their words, presentation than trust. So it would be more of a show. That's their concern, it seems.
Well, under mayoral control, our public school system has gotten used to not being accountable to the stakeholders in the communities that need it to work best. Rarely do you have a Board of Education meeting where parents, where families, where students, and where educators can have a back and forth about the policies that are being implemented. Open bargaining provides that type of space where all of what we do at the table is transparent and clear to people who need to know it the most. We've proposed open bargaining for years, Paul, 4 years. In lieu of an elected school board in place today, in lieu of CPS and our mayor having practices that reflect transparency and collaboration, we believe open bargaining makes sense.
And just to be clear, does open bargaining mean that parents, families, they can watch it takes place, or are they part of the process at all where you will allow them to participate?
Well, it could happen in both ways, quite frankly. We envision an opportunity for parents to have some input. Listen, a lot of what we are proposing in our demands, if you will, came from what we heard parents say, what we've heard parent groups put forth. And listen, Jesse is sending a son back to school on the 30th. I'm sending my 3 back to school on the 30th. We're parents. We want what's best for our children like we do everyone else's.
And when you say Jesse, you mean Jesse Sharkey, of course, the president.
Yes, president
of the Teachers Union. So I thought it was interesting. After you got the response to your letter from CPS, you didn't let it go. Out came your guys' response and basically said, well, we might just proceed with this anyway. Let's see how CPS looks to the community there. And I'm just sort of curious, do you plan to proceed? And does that sort of lead CPS to go, see, we knew this was all going to be a show?
Look, we are absolutely going to proceed. We do a public good in this city. And when you're doing a public good, the public has an opportunity to interact with it. And so, yes, we're going to do it. We invite CPS, we invite the mayor. In fact, we beg the mayor to come to the table and be a part of a process that gives our families the maximum amount of confidence in the safety in our school communities. Paul, 75% of our families did not return last spring, last winter. What we will need is to get them re-engaged so they can trust that we can have a stable school year, a safe school year, and a school year where transparency is welcome.
You guys have also said, with regarding the pandemic money, we don't know from CPS how that money is going to be spent. You guys have made it clear where you'd like it spent. And there's a whole list of things. You've talked about the social service mental health piece of this already. But then there's also issues like ventilation, which, by the way, I got to tell you, I can't believe that's already been addressed. That has not been addressed.
Well, listen, we do have last year when we settled our agreement, classrooms have portable ventilation. But if you have $4 billion in this city and the school district, why aren't we reforming the actual HVAC in school buildings that, have some age on them?
You also talk about the fact that you want COVID-19 testing to be available for the vaccinated and unvaccinated, maintenance of health metrics, contact tracers. Do you expect to get all of those things, or is that the bargaining position?
Listen, I expect it to be safe, and all of those things are a part of layered mitigation, and I see zero reason why we can't agree to them.
Let me ask about what I think is generally called the CPS Virtual Academy, students who can't come back with regard to health concerns and all that. I guess a couple of things. Number one, I understand that the enrollment, which goes through today, got extended Friday, but at the same time, the enrollment numbers were low. And do you think that virtual option should be available for anybody that may want it, who just isn't comfortable going back to the classroom environment?
Well, this is what we've posed to CPS, is that we have to be able to implement a system right now that provides the maximum amount of safety. COVID-19, the Delta variant has a mind of its own. We're gonna have to be nimble, and we're gonna have to offer flexibility for families. Look, safety is the priority.
You have talked about the need for transparency in terms of improving the relationship, the trust between CPS and the community. Sort of curious, how do you think the community views the trust relationship between CTU and them?
Well, I hope that they view us as honest brokers. Our proposals have been on our website since July 5th. We do a lot of updating. Again, the people who are within our membership are the teachers that many of our families drop their most prized person off to on a daily basis. So our families have great regard for the educators that stabilize the learning environments for their children.
I think I've got to ask the question that all parents want to know, all families want to know, which is, if the mayor's office does not come to the bargaining table, does not participate as you wish, I have to ask, is a strike possible?
Listen, I'm not even thinking about a strike. I'm thinking about layered mitigation. August 30th will be here before we know it. Right now, we are begging for collaboration and common sense, and that's where we are living, period.
All right. And by the way, do you assure parents things will hopefully be as stable as they can for this upcoming school year, or might things change?
Can I assure my household that things will be as stable as they can be this upcoming? I am not in control of COVID. I'm not in control of the Chicago Public Schools or the mayor of this city. But what I can tell you is that we are going to do our best to do our best.
I guess when I say parents, I'm talking to you. Thank you for your time, Stacey Davis Gates, the Vice President of the CTU. Appreciate your time and have a good rest of the weekend.
You too. Thank you.